Do you ever find yourself thinking, I want to be able to see a way out of a very unhealthy and unfulfilling situation? You're feeling burnout and exhaustion, and you're just so tired of thinking about the same things over and over. And sometimes we just want to let go of all of it. In this video, we'll be talking about what to let go of so we can just move forward.
Well, hi there and welcome. My name is Remy, like Do Re Mi. I'm a best-selling author and creator of the Get Unstuck Revolution. I help extraordinary women with big-ass dreams just like you who want to get unstuck from a life that doesn't work and get to where you know you need to be, into a life that's filled with passions and purpose. Now let's get started with today's episode.
Okay, let me jump off the screen here and switch to my laptop. Today we're talking about what to let go of when we're just so tired of thinking about a situation and we just want to move forward. As business owners, or even in our quote-unquote real jobs, in our relationships at home or at work, or even when we're trying to get a grip on our finances, we can sometimes find ourselves wondering, how do I just let go of all this so I can move forward? And more specifically, what exactly should I let go of? Because if we allow negative emotions like burnout and exhaustion and overwhelm to grab hold of us, we can end up feeling deeply, painfully, and hopelessly stuck. In this episode, we'll be talking about how to change our focus instead of ruminating over a solution, how to use our thoughts to design a new life or a new experience, and how to get momentum going in a different direction. Yes, we're talking about how to find your hidden power when you want to transform challenges into successes. I like to call this the audacity of alchemy, because when you're feeling stuck, it's never the situation that has you stuck. It's your energy that's become stuck by the trigger of negative emotions that can come from past situations or events. In other words, it isn't the pain of the situation you're in. It's the pain of not being connected to the natural energy of who you really are, of being connected to that magical part of you that's a creative vibrational being who can use positive energies to create what you want and bring it into physical manifestation. Part of this process is to allow your manifestations to materialize and not get stuck in the negative vibrations that block them. But how? And that's what we're going to talk about today, because when you can vaporize unwanted negative energies and reduce the conflicts that steal your positive energy flow, the possibilities for crystallizing the success you crave are endless. This series has little wisdom pearls that will help you do just that, because if you're like me, then you're someone who has the audacity, the willingness to take bold risks and transform challenges into success. So let's talk about this idea of transformation and the audacity of alchemy. When we're feeling negative emotions, it's often because of a past experience, something that's followed us around for a while. It's often because of a past spiritual injury, a past abuse, an invalidation. And these invalidations that we've experienced in the past can often color how we handle life in the present. We're often feeling confused or in a fog about what to do. But remember, it's never the situation that has you stuck. It's your energy that's become stuck. So when we look at what specifically to let go of, right here at the top of the list of what to let go of is negative emotions. Letting go doesn't mean letting go of our hopes and dreams or letting go of the idea of finding a solution. It means letting go of the negative emotions that are in the way, that hinder the efforts of our inner being who knows the path and is trying to guide us toward a better direction. There's a part inside each of us that's a creative vibrational being, that part of us that can use positive vibration to create what we want. That's the part of us we want to connect with. We have to let go of negative emotions in order to connect with that part of us so that we can be guided by this part of ourselves. When we're feeling burned out and exhausted and overwhelmed, when we're in that negative energy, that's an indication of not being connected in the natural energy of who we are. Let me just emphasize that again. When we're in negative emotions, that's an indication that we're not connected in the natural energy of who we are. This part of us that's connected as a creative vibrational being knows the path to get us into this healthy and fulfilling life. It can navigate us around the negativity, because when we're experiencing this negativity, Our mind chatter screams too loudly. It depletes all our energy, and then we can't hear that inner voice at all. We can't see which direction will move us forward. We're just too depleted. We have to let go of this negativity so that we can receive help and guidance from that part of ourselves that's connected as a creative, vibrational being. Now, this may surprise you. It isn't really a matter of letting go because sometimes, let's face it, it's really difficult to let go, but we can change our focus. We can change our focus to a more positive vibration. We start by simply becoming aware of positive vibration. And in doing so, we begin to tap into this hidden power of alchemy. We want to align with a more positive vibration of how we want to feel, and then the solutions we're looking for can find their way to us. Then we can start realizing better than expected outcomes. So, how does this work? What happens if we want to feel less overwhelm or less stress or less burnout? Well, I have a little exercise for you today that I think you're going to love. This is actually based on something we do in our Success Circle workshops, and it's called the Alchemy Matrix, and I'm going to give you just a little piece of it today. If you'll take a blank piece of paper and draw a few circles on it, the circles would be about the size of a quarter or a $50, small enough to fit maybe 12 or 15 circles on your page, and large enough that you can write a couple of words inside each circle. Your circles could form a spiral on your page, or they can line up side by side or in columns. You get to choose. It won't really matter how you lay them out. Sometimes in our workshops, we take 12 sticky notes and just stick them to our work table. You're welcome to do that too if you'd rather. Now, each one of these circles will represent a positive thought. Let's say that you're working on gratitude or prosperity, or let's use allowing as our example. This is something that so many of us struggle with, is allowing our manifestations to materialize and not get stuck in the negative vibrations that block them. So I put up an example here for you. Now, depending on what you're working on, you might fill in several of these pages. That's what I do, just to brainstorm, and then make a final sheet of the best, most positive thoughts. This is totally flexible. You can use it however it best suits you. The one recommendation that I have is to use one page per project or one page per area of life that you're working on, like one page for gratitude and one page for prosperity and a different page for allowing, like that. You could also use one page for each of the life areas, like one page for relationships, one page for money, one page for personal growth. You could even get really specific about the kinds of experiences you'd like to create, like one page for travel, or one page for a book tour, or one page for expanding your business into a new area. Now, you can also customize the way you phrase your thoughts, and so let's talk about that. For some people, they like to phrase, I am now, for instance, I am now prosperous. Now, I personally like the phrase, I love that, or I love it when, for instance, I love it when prosperity flows in perfect timing. Other people like the phrase, I am now attracting. Some people like to write down when my life is ideal, I am, and they fill in the blank. So use this phraseology the way it most speaks to you in your world. Now, you'll notice as you begin filling in your positive thoughts, they'll come to you easier and easier, and one thought will begin to attract the next. Now, you may not have thought about this before, but the law of attraction is at work here. One positive thought attracts another positive thought, just like one negative thought attracts another negative thought. So by brainstorming this way and using these circles, we're creating momentum. But it isn't just about coming up with positive thoughts. Each of these thoughts should have a purpose, because with each thought, you're literally designing your new life. So with each thought, just be aware that you're creating your next experiences. Now, whenever I complete one of these pages, I'll often record it into my iPhone so I can listen back whenever I want to and continue to create on each new project that I'd like to see manifest in the physical world. Yes, I do one of these for each and every project that I'm working on. So this is to give you a guideline on how to begin to let go of negative thoughts. And like I said, the letting go part isn't always so easy. Sometimes it's easier to just get momentum going in a different direction, a more positive direction, than it is to completely stop the momentum we've already got going with negativity. So let's take the path of least resistance and simply begin with some new positive thoughts. Since we know that like attracts like, sometimes it's just easier to start over and connect with universal energies so they can work for us. Now, one of the reasons that I like these exercises and positive vibration so much is because I've learned that our inner being, our true self that's healthy and whole and complete, doesn't want us to chitter-chatter about it. We often come from this place of figure, thinking, of talking things through in our head, of ruminating and vacillating and overthinking and spiraling out of control. In fact, we do lose control. We lose control of our vibration. Our higher self doesn't want us doing this. It doesn't want to talk about it because talking about it doesn't solve anything. All it does is perpetuate the negative vibrations. Our higher self wants us to work with universal laws, and since we are vibrational beings living in a vibrational universe, our higher self wants us to connect to a more positive vibration. So this is an exercise on how to recenter and align in solidarity with our true higher self at our most creative. Now, as a side note here, I want to say that the most important step in all this, the most important step in creating and designing our lives is to remain open and even invite in possibilities even greater than we've imagined here. So be sure and stay open to possibilities and not be too rigid in the circles that you just created. We want to have utter trust and faith that universal energies are helping to create the best possible outcomes for our highest benefit. We want to create how we want life to look and at the same time not be inflexible in our expectations, but to be open to amazing possibilities. And just a little hint here. It's common that people in my workshops let their expectations get the better of them sometimes. And if something isn't manifesting like they'd expected, they fall back into frustration and then they get stuck again. So be sure and stay open to possibilities. Now we have a tool to help us out, and now when we're feeling burnout and exhaustion and we're just so tired of thinking about the same things over and over, we have a way to let go by connecting to a more positive vibration that will serve our highest and best self. First, let's stop obsessively thinking about our situation, and instead we can identify the negative emotion that has a grip on us. It might be doubts, worries, fears, frustration, irritation, indecision, mistrust, uncertainty, whatever that negative emotion is. And we can instead start filling in positive thoughts. We can either fill in the circles with positive thoughts, or we can just begin filling in possibilities specific to the positive outcomes we'd like to create, so that like can attract like, and our positive thoughts can begin to work for us. And in doing this, we'll actually be creating and designing and connecting to a whole new life. Pretty magical stuff, this hidden power that we have. When we need to let go so we can just move forward, let's start here. Because thoughts create reality, it's an exact science, and failure is impossible. Let's let go of the negative emotions that aren't serving us. Let's not allow negative emotions to create our reality. Let's think only of the positive outcomes and possibilities as they appear in our circles. We want to think only of what we're creating. Oh, it may take practice and discipline, but within the practice and discipline, we'll begin the creative process of designing a whole new reality, one that's designed through positive vibration, and will exact more and more positive experiences that serve us. Well, I hope this helps you as you're using the powers of alchemy to transform challenges into positive new successes. But if you still can't get your head around what's got you stuck, you can tell me about it right here. You can leave me a question, or if you're someone who has the audacity, the willingness to take bold risks to transform challenges into success, you can find out more about our events at successcircleworkshops.com. This is where you can learn more about the audacity of alchemy and how to unlock your hidden power. Make sure to subscribe to this channel, and if you like what you learned today, be sure and give this video a thumbs up. You can also feel free to share this video with anyone you know who's feeling stuck. Thanks for joining me, and I look forward to seeing you in one of our upcoming Success Circles. You can find out more at successcircleworkshops.com.